What's going on? This is Alan Brown, aka Bully the Kid, and today we're actually taking a look at one of the newer amps that I have on this channel. This is my main recording rig taking the place of the Fender Stage 800, and I like how thick this sound actually is. This is my first light voyage into tube emulator amps or anything with a tube drive type of situation. This is my first time ever even messing with that. I've usually just been a very modern sounding bass player, but the older I get, the more I like the P bass, the more I want a thicker tone, and this delivers in spades. So again, this is the Laney Digbeth DB500H, and this bad boy has some features that I'm excited to actually tell you about. So let's go ahead and get into that. Kick that intro. All right, so this particular amp has a single input, and it has a FET volume with a switch that goes between tube and FET, which is kind of solid state as FET would be. And then on whenever you switch to tube, this button illuminates, and then you have your tube volume and your tube drive. These are all potentiometers from 1 to 10. That's in this position here. I'll actually have a little diagram so you can actually see what I'm talking about as I'm talking about it on the screen somewhere. Going into your EQ section, you're gonna have a bass, a sort of a mid mode where it does different scoops in different frequencies, popular frequencies, I guess. And then you're gonna have your mid input level and your treble input level. The last knob on here is the tilt feature. And the tilt feature, how it's been explained to me, how I've heard it, it actually kind of has the same feeling of the mid-frequency switch, but on an amp. So why would you ever use this? What would that benefit you? So you go into a room that's a auditorium, and there's no chairs in it. It's just an open space, like an open dance floor type of party thing. Because music goes out and reverberates back. There's no buffers on the walls. There's no padding to keep that sound in. So what happens? Your sound starts to get really muffled as it's bouncing around the room. So this tilt feature here helps you adjust that frequency of sound so that you can actually be clear whenever you're playing your notes, you know, assuming that you have your EQ tone, you're dialed in and stuff. But for every room that you go in, you have the possibility of tuning it for each room. And how it's depicted here is a tilt thing. So the directional of the signal is either going down or up. That's what's been explained to me. I think it's a cool feature. I normally hear about mid-frequency manipulation on the actual instrument, considering I play active instruments all the time with that feature. But having it on the bass opens up a world of possibilities with all the passive basses that I have in the collection right now, because I don't necessarily need to bring an active bass to dial in for each room that I'm playing in. That feature's here on this amp. It is extremely cool. So there's that. Yeah, so there's also a run and mute switch. I'll actually show you all the lights and all that stuff right now. So I'm gonna turn on the amp. Okay. Right now, I have it in tube mode, have it switched up. So if I played it at this present moment, a tube sound and a drive sound would come out. And then if I flip it down, that comes out here. While I'm here, let me actually say this. I've never seen this before, really. So I think it's really cool. This actually is a push-pull knob here on the tube volume. So once you dial in what you want your tube drive to be and your tube volume, you can then pull this out and go back and mess with your mix of what you want as far as FET manipulation and also tube manipulation. So you can have both of those signals coming out at the same time out of your cab. So you can get it a little dirty, but still have the distinct sound of actually the solid state input, which is really cool because some songs require that. You just can't be, you know, kind of drivey and grimy and stuff like that. Sometimes you need a little articulation when you're playing. So that's a nice feature that's in here as well. At the present moment, as I push that back in to go to FET mode, I have it on mute right here. Whenever you're ready to go, crank it up. You flip there, it goes solid, and then you're good to go. Let's go ahead and check out the back of this amp. All right, so on the back of the amp, this is the pretty much the layout of everything. So you have your speak-on input, one single speak-on input or jack that goes in here to your loudspeaker or to your cab. That's there. You have your tuner input here. You have a remote input for a pedal that can go with this rig. You have your send and return for your FX loop with a negative 10 dB, 0 dB, or bypass switch next to it. Here's another nice little feature for those that need something to practice. You have a aux in, which is an 1/8 inch input, and you have a potentiometer as to how loud that is gonna be in your head or coming through your cab and stuff. So you can play along with your music that way, or you can plug in your headphones here if you don't have your cab with you, and you can jam along to whatever track you're doing, your MP3s or whatever you're doing through your aux in. Pretty cool on a head. This actually looks like it's a tube head, and it's not. I like that it has this vintage look, and that's really cool. I haven't really seen that other than actual tube amps, so I'm really digging all the 2023 technology with the look of the 70s. That's the reason why I even tried to talk to this company to see if I could, you know, help get the word out about their brand and everything they got going on. So that's the reason for this video right now. Moving on, I already talked about the phones in. We have a balanced DI with a post, a source, and a pre. So if you want just a raw signal to come out, you would select pre amp manipulation or post. So you can put your flavor on whatever's going out to the system or going out to the house or going to the mixing board or wherever it's going. You could do that. And then there's a ground link, lift and on. Aside from that, there's the power button and your power cord. So that is the entirety of the back of the Digbeth DB500H. Let's actually get into some tones. Let's hear this thing actually do some stuff. This won't be crazy, but I'll do some sound demos in another video where I'm just not talking and just running through controls. This is going to be a quick little dive into what this thing can actually do. And yeah, let's get down. Let's get down real quick. as you can see, it's easy to have fun with this bad boy, and it sounds great in a lot of different ways. So the possibilities are endless as to what you can use this thing for, how fast you can switch between stuff. And I only did FET and tube. I didn't mix the two together and do slap or anything like that. That is going to be in another specific video where all I'm doing is playing with knobs. You'll see what I'm doing on the screen. There'll be no talking. That way you can focus completely on what this thing can sonically sound like. Feel like that'll be a great good time. Hope y'all enjoyed me playing around with this bad boy, because this is exactly what I've been doing for the past few weeks. So y'all get used to seeing this bad boy. And from here, who knows? I might delve into some more tube stuff. We never know. We never know about these things. I didn't know this would ever happen. Special shout out to the Laney Amplification Squad. Thank y'all so much for, rocking with me and stuff like that. Y'all have been great. I appreciate it, and I will put it to great use in these videos for everybody to watch so that they can hear how I do demos of other products and such. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this part 1, and there's gonna be another video that's gonna come out where I'm gonna just be playing the instrument or playing through the cab with the various instruments as such, and not talking, so that you can hear exactly how this thing sounds in different stages. And I'll have a camera directly on it, so as I'm messing with stuff, you don't have to see this ugly mug. You can look at the settings or whatever is going on there, and it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. So till then, this is part 1 of a 3-part series, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man. It's gonna be a good time. Y'all stay tuned. Till then, I've been Alan Brown, aka Billy the Kid. Y'all be easy.